We are here at 11th Open Days in Brussels, and I would like introduce the project coordinator of Interreg 4C charts, Mr. Manos Vougioukas, and Dr. Nikolos Vogiazidis from the University of Thessalia in Greece, Tourism Planning, Research and Policy Unit. So after 2 intensive days here in Brussels, full with many activities, what are your general impressions about Open Days 2013? Mr. Manos Vougioukas?
Yes, thank you. It has been an excellent 2 days at this year's Open Days. It's my third time coming here for this event. It's a great opportunity for somebody to see in practice and in action the regional policy of the European Union all over Europe coming together in Brussels for these days. The exhibition also, that was unique this year, the 100 EU actions have been an excellent opportunity to show a lot of things that happened all over Europe in the last years.
Mm-hmm. What are your general impressions about Open Days?
Thank you very much for inviting me first. This is my first Open Day, so it's been a unique experience, fascinating and highly informative. I was able to obtain information that I never expected was available, both in the presentations and in the specialist material that was produced for these sessions. Open Days I found being the place where the practitioners of regional local development meet those people who design the policies at the level of the European Union, those people who follow those policies and ensure their application. And also there was a particular special stream called of university workshops where academics from across Europe, top people in the field of regional development and regional analysis, were here to discuss and in a sense confront the policymakers with the most recent theoretical developments in the field, and that was extremely fascinating as well.
Yes, both of you had a lot of information from organized workshops. So what lessons did you learn?
Well, it's been a very high interest activities all over the workshops that have been held, but in our interest was the sustainable tourism, creative tourism, cultural tourism, and unfortunately during these 2 days there were only 2 workshops in this particular field, one of which we couldn't attend. But what we attended this morning at Scotland House on business, culture and tourism coming together, a brainstorming session, was an excellent ground for developing ideas and sharing experiences and case studies from various countries that have performed and achieved a lot of development and job creation through sustainable actions, sustainable tourism actions. In particular, the capitalization program the European Commission and the Interreg 4C program has on creative industries fits perfectly in our project, because we, through cultural tourism and with the new emphasis of the DG Enterprise on experience economy, we can contribute, and our partners, we can contribute to the experience economy through creative industries for cultural tourism.
Mm-hmm. Doctor, what are your lessons learned?
The lessons are at 3 levels, I think. One level being actual case studies. We were able to look at different case studies, different local authorities, regional authorities presenting their particular results in terms of regional development, the way they have applied European policies and what the outcome was in terms of specific projects. That was very helpful because in a sense out of those case studies quite a few best practices can be identified. A further level is that of the policies themselves. So in a sense, the policies of this past programming period were to some extent evaluated and assessed, and the proposals made as to the future, the next programming period, were also presented in relation to past successes and failures. And finally, at a more theoretical level, what the academics did was to present developments, theoretical developments in the field of regional studies and regional development. And that was very helpful as well, because those theories, in a sense, confronted the rationale of the policymakers at European level.
So, and in the end, I would like to ask you, what are your plans for the future regarding your work and in exploiting the information you obtain at Open Days?
Yes, certainly. There's a lot of information that can be applied. In our case, we have made contacts with some other administrations, first and second tier local governments, regional governments, which are like stakeholders for our work, and they can ready to learn from our experience and share this experience and good practices in other countries that we're not covering in our consortium, in our partnership, but also to go to the next step, the next phase of the new programs that we've heard here. In particular, the Connecting Europe continuation of Interreg, which will be for the next 7 years, 14-20. The Culture Creative Europe, culture program being relaunched as Creative Europe. We also have an input there, which we can capitalize some of the work we've done in charts on cultural tourism and bring it to the attention of more stakeholders. Not only from the administration side, but also from the provider side, the NGOs, the creative industries that I mentioned before, and also for the research part, to see how we can also go for Horizon 2020 prospects, potential European funding to promote research in this particular field, in connection with other related fields like climate change, which is a very important field in European Union policy for the next years, in terms of accessibility, in terms of sustainable mobility, which also we have it for sustainable mobility of visitors in particular, and how we can contribute to the next round of programs. It will be a challenge for all of us and our partners.
Thank you. What about you?
Well, I fully share the suggestions and detailed plans. If I am to add anything, I would say that one thing which, in a sense, we did is that we did promote our charts project here among participants, and so in a sense we helped put the charts project on the map of Interreg, of the Interreg program. So in a sense more people know about it, and our first task, it seems to me, is to go back to our partners and point out how relevant their work is in relation to what is being done and discussed here. In a sense, we need to add as catalysts and ensure that they realize even more so that than they have so far, that their work and their contribution to the Charts project is just part of a broader effort that fits in with general EU concerns and perspectives on the issue. What I could add is that because they deal with experience tourism, they deal with specialist tourist experiences and with specialist products. Those specialist products, of course, they have the more specialist you are, the lower the elasticity of your product, and the lower the elasticity, the higher the rent you can claim, the higher the profit margin you can make. So through experience tourism and through the specific product, they are gaining an identity, and that identity enables them to earn a higher rent from the work they are doing. Also, what they are doing falls much more within EU concerns than perhaps it did 15 years ago, when at the time of the Lisbon project, creativity was 13 years ago, when creativity was perceived in the form of innovation, in the form of being applied to the product, to a tangible product that could be distributed and sold. Now, I think this concept has developed, and it was clear from discussions that creativity encompasses other aspects beyond innovation, well beyond innovation, and it addresses issues such as, indeed, the creative industries, culture, and that combination of tourism, a tourism product that is premised on culture, is something which is at the heart of our project's concerns. And I think that there's a very promising future for that kind of approach.
Are you planning come to Open Days to the next year?
Yes, certainly. That's something that we should plan from now, from tomorrow, to have a dedicated workshop on culture and tourism in next year, 2014. It will be the launch of new programs. It will be the end of our project. We'll have a lot to show to regional governments, to local governments, and also to the wider community of regional development, to improve policies at all levels, and also to the European Commission and the European Union institutions. So yes, we should be here next year in force with our partners to present all these results.
I'm certainly looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And the university will also facilitate this process.
Thank you very much. I think you gave very positive response to these Open Days and activities what there are provided. And thank you for your time that you found it between your workshops, and I wish you good luck in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you.